Yep. Is this up? Okay, perfect. So, at the school I'm at, we're supposed to be like this the one. So we're supposed to be like right here right now. Um, I'm totally not at 5 when we're supposed to be at 2. Holy moly, these are a lot! Up to 5.11!
Hi, in this video, we're going to learn how variables can be used to store values and execute our code with specific to give it a name and assign it a value. Name wherever we want to use its value. In this case,
Oh yeah,
we
this
want
is
the
easy.
value, so we use variables.
Pen me cat. Which program will have Tracy moving 10th and turn left and move 40? I mean 20. If I had to guess, it'd probably be this one. Okay, so square length for in range 4, square for super length. Yeah, that'll do it. Wait. It'd be this one. Perfect.
Okay, let's take a look at an example using variables in the editor. In this example, we want Tracy to start at the left side of the screen and draw a horizontal line with multimax at the 25, 50, 100, and 200 pixel positions. We can first set Tracy to the starting position on the left side of the canvas. So I'll write pen up and then set position -200.
Immediately, right here. Very inconvenient. Say go to. GOTO, not set position or SETPO SITION. It's that easy. Don't waste your time like that. Seriously. More time you could be spent using real code that you'd see in things like games. Continue. Increasing length. length and width. So speed, length is that. So left, forward, 25. Yep, that's practically all it is. Next. Like that. Okay, so oh, come on. Seriously? We're going to have to write this down? Step 1. Line number. Okay, this makes literally no sense. This was we. Three, four, five. 3, 4, 5. But that'll run twice. Oh. That's example. Now it makes more sense. Still doesn't matter. I still don't want to do this that much. Okay, let's try this. Nope. That looks wrong. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's like right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six, Ooh, I hate this type of thing. So it's at 10 where that does. If you're going to be pushing me, then you're not going to be right next to me. My cat. Here we go. Why not? Wrong thing. There we go. Okay, so time to do this. 2, 3. Which then that is 50. So at step 10, that'll be 50. Well, that makes no sense. Okay. Well, that's all there really is. Okay, so 4 connected circles. So total radius would be 100, and I got that. So first we're going to do R for radius, then set that to 25. My older sister decided to come into my room. Okay, so now let's do this. Circle R. But before that, we're going to do this. Anything. I'm going to do Y for the y-axis, which is down. Then set that to negative 25. Do that. Then we're going to do this. R and Y plus equals 25, and let's see. That's supposed to be negative. Okay, there we go, I'm back. So we're going to create the circle, pen up, to make sure that we go upwards, so that way we don't draw, so we don't create that line. Then after we move, we're gonna go pen down. And that'll be it. Boom, that's simple. Okay. We did it. This is our basic program, and now do that. Continue. Write a program that will save the block by the screen. First block should be 10. Other consecutive blocks should have the sides of 10. Each consecutive block should have its side length by 10, increased by 10. Okay, so 10 plus 10 consecutively. Give me a second, a friend of mine sent me an image. I don't know what it is. Okay, there we go. I'm back. So, okay. So this helps. Okay, we don't need functions for something this simple. We're not gonna do make box. We're not even, well, we can do that. That will be easier. So actually, I'm gonna do that. DF to make a simple command. B for box. Okay, so with this, we're going to go DFB for box. Going to do that. There we go. Actually, before that, I'm gonna do this. Okay, so now with this, we're going to do C. What would be a proper thing? You know, any of that. L for length, that's going to equal 10. We're going to do forward Wait, actually, before that, we're gonna do for I in range. So for I in range, we're going to do this 4 times. Just need to quickly do something. Okay, there we go. So now we go forward, then left. About 90 degrees. Tab, tab, there we go. So now when it does that, it makes a box. In theory, gotta call B. So B, that, and boom! It does that! Okay, so now, since we got that done, we're going to do go to 0, comma, well, it was 150, comma 0. 150, comma 0. Okay, there we go. So now since we got that, we're going to just simply do one last for loop. So we're going to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. So we're going to do that, end it there. Then we're going to do B, call that forward L. Now we're going to L plus equals 10. That'll loop 5 times. Oh, it's negative. Pen up. Do that. Now, pen down. There we go. Now, since I got pen up, pen down, we're just going to... I do not know why that's happening. I mean, it's increasing like how it's supposed to. Except not how it's supposed to at the same time. Okay, so... Oh. I have to do it twice. Because you end up back at the original spot, so you have to go again. And again, and again, and just gets tiring. Okay, so now we're going to pen up for this part. And down. Let's see if this works. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it worked. So we're going to take this, put that there. Give it a second. Color palette. Okay, so color and do whatever you want for colors. Then first and largest star should have a width of 400. Okay, so draw a star. All that. Dang. You do all of that for nothing. Forwards. Oh. Okay. So, immediately... It has nothing to rely on for size. So we're going to do this. Okay, fix it by doing that. Delete this. Let's see. Draw a star, set for 288. Begin fill, for in range 5. 144, and I'm going to have to quickly do... Okay, so that's wrong, like, very, very wrong. That ain't supposed to happen, but at least we got the star. So we technically did do that part correctly. But we're going to need to do this. We gotta do more preparations like this. Pen up, speed 0, do that. put up speed 0. What? How does this work then? I mean, like, we don't gotta pen down. Well, wait, then if I do this, still does the same thing. It's like contradicting. Pen up, do that. Do that. Go 2, 0, 200. That's not supposed to happen. Right, that. So we're going to do that. Back to this. So we're going to quickly do this. So we're going to do pen down. Run that. Now we got the star working, so yuppie about that. Okay. So it's supposed to go down about 400. Okay, so now since I do not know any hex, we're just going to do that. Hex color palette. There we go, we got that. Okay, and now time to pick color. How about we do a nice green? Next, do that. Go back. So we got. So first star, we're going to change color to this, which is going to be the screen. Once we draw our star, we're going to put size minus equals 100. So we're subtracting 100. So now with this, we're going to run this again. But we're going to quickly need to change color, which is what I just realized. Let's choose a different color. Like this. We're going to copy hex because hex is very confusing. Now we're going to do one last one, so we're going to do this again. That one last color, like this purple. Control H. There we go. Let's try this. I forgot about that. Okay, so seeming that we're only going this, and not going lower and lower and lower and lower each time, about what's presumably 50. So we're going to do this. Right there's about like 50. So first we're going to do Y for the Y-axis again. That's okay. and also nothing much, the real alpha. Okay, so we're going to set this for 200. Make this Y. Pretty good. How are you doing? Okay, so we have this. Where is it? I'm not putting this into a for loop because it'll be annoying. Okay, so we get this. We can just simply do... Oh wait, but then I gotta do this again and again and again and again. Okay, so we're gonna... Why is that glitching out? Okay, so with every single one of those, we're going to do this. That's going to be 1. So since we got this, we're going to do Y, as in the Y-axis. Minus equals 50. I'm gonna try that. Let's see how that goes. Oh, so that worked a lot better. So we're just gonna do that one more time. So do that. Then we got this. So now we're going to do another one of these. So basically do that. Boom. Boom. Oh, I was holding F and N. So there's that. And then we're going to do nothing really for the last one. So boom, boom, boom. That's how you do it. Save that. And whoop. That's 5.1 out and done. Ooh, data types. What is it doing? A line a minute? Oh, there we go, finally. It took my 300 line script faster. Seriously, I had a script that was like 300 lines. That wasn't very fun, like, at all. Give me a second. I'm gonna continue quite yet. Was there 2 instances? No. Okay, so that's gonna be annoying the entire time. But basically for 4, we did, well, I did a mural. This is the mural in question. Each one's going to be different, guaranteed. Until you run about, presumably, like, I don't know how many. But see how each one is different? Except for the actual city. You can have an even spread, or a really bad spread like this. It also has a rare chance of just, you know, spotting, like, I don't know, the most unorganized amount of stars. But by the way, I'm not even joking. So that's that. But basically, I'm not even joking. 300 lines. Almost 400. For this. But anyways, back to this. Tracy with variables. Data types. Okay, another one of these videos. is probably the...
Alright, in this lesson, we'll take a look at data types. So far, we've only used numerical values inside our variables. But what if we wanted to use a variable that held text, like a color name, for example? In order to use different types of information, we'll need to understand what data types are. A data type is the classification we give to a value based on the information it contains. In this course, we're going to focus on 4 data types, though many others exist, and you'll learn about more of them as you continue learning Python. The data types include a decimal point. So, do we think 82 would be a float? No, this is an integer data type. Well, there are certain tasks that can need to match one another, which we'll look at in more detail in a few lessons.
I think I can easily do this.
In this lesson, we learned about 4 different...
And continue. I can always reference back to the video. So you got string, ints, floats, bools. So true. Okay, yeah. Well, the first one where I actually need to watch the video.
Hi, in this lesson, we'll take a look at data types. So far, we've only used numerical values inside our variables. But what if we wanted to use a variable that held text, like a color name, for example? In order to use different types of information, we'll need to understand what data types are. A data type is the classification we give to a value based on the information it contains. In this course, we're going to focus on 4 data types, though many others exist, and you'll learn about more of them as you continue learning Python. The data types we're going to look at are strings, integers, floating point numbers, and booleans. Let's dive into each of these a bit deeper. A string, or str, is a sequence of characters. Now, these can be any characters we wish. We can use upper and lowercase letters, spaces between words, special characters, numbers, and even nothing, which we call an empty string. Any of these characters can be included in our string values. The most important thing to remember about strings is that all of the text must be surrounded by a set of either single or double quotation marks. Integers, or ints, are whole numbers. Some examples you can probably guess are 100, 25, 0, and negative 36. Positive, negative, and 0 values can all be integers. Would this value be considered an integer? Because this number is surrounded by quotation marks, it would actually be a string data type. Integers are not surrounded by any quotation marks. What about this value?
That's why we never...
Well, integers have to be whole numbers. So if there is a decimal point...
That is why we never put quotation marks around the numbers in 5.1.
Included in the value, it is actually considered a floating point number, which we'll talk about in a second. Integers do not have decimal points.
Oh no, my search history is released. What will I do? How would my totally unvaluable information not be trapped around the internet? Oh no! How will I ever explain counter.v, which is actually just something for making a automatic AI system that's meant to use, that doctors are meant to use to help track cancer? That is a very long thing. Oh no, what will I do? What will I ever do about this?
Included. A floating point number, or a
Okay, let's
float
get back to
is
this.
a number that does include a decimal point in its value. Some examples we can think of are 3.14, 2.0,
Pot!
0.0, and negative 50.23. Our floats can be positive, negative, or zero, just like our integers, but they must include a decimal point. So, do we think 82 would be a float? No, this is an integer data type because it does not include a decimal point. What about this value? Just like in our last slide, one of these two options. So, is this a Boolean? Let's go back to our other three data types: strings, integers, and floating point numbers. Why does the data type even matter anyway? Well, there are certain tasks that can only be performed with values of specific data types. For example, we need to use numerical values, which are ints or floats, for many of our mathematical operations. So using a string of the value 5 in this expression will not work. Note that there are some mathematical expressions that can be used with strings, and we'll look at one of them in the next lesson. Another example is that when we print text, our data types need to match one another, which we'll look at in more detail in a few lessons. In this lesson, we learned about 4 different data types that can be used in our programs. Before we learn about more things we can
That's all I needed to know. Okay, there we go. So, there we go. So 10 is a var underscore 1 is a int. So we're just gonna copy this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're missing one more. Now we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. STR, so 3, that'll be a float. It'll be a string. var 5, that'll be a int. var 6, that is a bool. That'll be a float. And last one, string. Wait, does it actually... Aw. Are we supposed to put high in there or no? Okay, so... with this is going to help us. So now we're going to go up to here, which would be about pen up to this, go to negative 180, 70. I like that one better. Negative 170, negative 160. Okay, there we go. Let's see how this... Gosh, I hate when it's like that. 140, let's try that. Okay, there we go. Well, anyways, time for pen down. Now, since we got pen down, we can use the write command. So we can write in string no, so with this we can do var, no, so we're going to write hi, hi. Let's see if that works. I do not care if people count this as cheating. It's an open source that is meant to be used. Okay, so we got this. So I'm not even doing print anymore, so let's see. So right to the world. Okay, so we can just copy this. And I think everyone would not be mad at me. Okay, so we got that. We can change hi to parentheses. Hi, other parentheses. That'd give us something big. So we're going to remove this, make it half the size. Now we have hi. Now we're going to continuously do this. So we got that. Do this. var4, so we got that. So now with this we're going to do negative that 3.14, which is also a reference to pi. I'm not talking the food, but I could go for some right now. So we got that. Then last but not least, wait, 130. 125. There we go. Now we have this. That is 15. So now we have just 110. Then we got true. integer. So that'll be in the hashtag on the bottom, which is str. So now we have that done. Now we're going to do this. Take this. What are my sisters doing? Putting a cat. Okay, so we got this. Then we got integer. Dang, we only need 2, so we're just gonna... So that's string. Do this. Except for right here, we're just going to do 20. 20. Let's see this. Perfect, that's where I want it. Now we're going to do... 10 and 10075. So one. Okay, so we're going to do. What was it again? 10 10075. Now we're going to do 10775. 10075. What the full karaoke thing is that? My sisters are doing what's practically karaoke. Okay, so we got this. Let's see if this works. Perfect. Now we got float. One bool. I'm a bool, you see. Okay, so bool. No, got one bool, 2 floats. So that'll be int. Okay, now we just have what is... So now we have 4 floats, variable 3, so we have this, and... Okay, that is probably the only copyrighted music that can easily get me struck down, not because it's bad, but because I think it's very heavily copyrighted, but I don't know. If you can hear it, then that's my sisters. They do that. I don't know why. I did karaoke like twice. So I don't get it, but I get it. Okay, so now this right here is going to be 20. Let's see this. So we got this. Oh wait. This is where it's supposed to be. For here. What was the only rule again? Variable 6, and that was false. So that's going to be around, wait, like right there. Then put that to negative. Then move this. Put 90. Let's see this. So yeah, I think I can go a little higher. So maybe like 160. Let's try that. And yep, perfect. That's where I want it. And that's in bool, so that's going to be false. Let's see. Ooh. So we're going to do like 2 more of these. So with this, now we got what we're doing. Okay, now we got what we're doing. So we're gonna put this in floats. So I'm going to need like 70. Oh no, -70. Because it'll get me into like this area. Okay, so no, I don't even want that copyrighted music. That song sucks. Same with the movie. I do not like Wicked. It was wickedly bad. And yes, that was supposed to be a bad pun. Deal with it. Okay, so that's gonna go like this. 5. And we're gonna run this. Okay, so I'm going to now put this at 8. Let's try this. So we got floats. So 1.0. In variable 3, aka negative 6 point that. So I'm gonna copy this because I really do not care about writing that. Paste. Let's try this. And yep, that's about it. Then just float. Do this. Pen up. Go to. Okay. They're really being annoying. So we're gonna go do that. Boom. Perfect. How it's supposed to be. Kitty. I'm petting cat. Because why not pet cat? Okay. So we got video, little thing. Then we have a video thing. 2 more. Okay. So let's see what they mean by
Right.
alter.
In this lesson, we'll learn how to check and change the data type of a value. So far, we've learned a bit about 4 different data types.
And now to change
integers,
a
floating
integer
point numbers,
into a
and
string.
booleans. We also learned that only certain tasks can be performed with certain types of data. So, is there a way to check the data type of a value? Yes, the type function is built in for just this reason. We enter the value we want to check inside parentheses, and the function will return the type to us. Note, we will learn how we can write our own functions that return values in the next lesson.
Oh, come on, it's
At
really
this
simple.
point, we should be able to guess what the type function will return based on the rules we just learned about each type. What type would be returned by this function call? This is a string. We can see that the information returned is telling us that this is of type str. What about this function call? This is an int.
Yes.
And let's try one more. This can be used to check if they have given us the information we are expecting.
Oh. I was
Let's take a
thinking of
look at
something
using the type function
completely
in the editor.
different.
Okay, if we write type 12, we expect Python to tell me that this is an int type. Let's run it and see.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening. This is
You
because
forgot
the
to
type
do
function
print.
returns the value, but doesn't actually do anything with it. If we want to see the output, we'll need to use it somehow. The way we know we are able to add labels to the screen is using the write command. So let's do that. I'll add write around the type function call and add a font attribute set to Arial and a size of 30 and see if that works.
Decently big.
I am getting a label added to the canvas, but I expected it to tell me the type was an int, not undefined. This is a weird functionality of the write command that doesn't make it super useful when using the type function. Is there another way to print out this information?
Yes.
Actually,
Print.
yes. We have ignored this spot down below the canvas for this entire course, but now it will be very helpful
Yes,
to us.
finally they're
This
doing
area is
it.
called the
They're going to
console,
use
and it can be
print.
used to
Why am I
print
so
messages to the
excited
user.
for this?
Instead of using the write command, we can use a different command called print. If instead we write print type 12 and run this, we can see the type information printed to the console like we expected. Let's go back and learn more about this print command. The print command is super easy to use.
The
All
print
you do
command
is write the word
one of
print
the
in all
easiest
lowercase letters, and
things.
inside a set of parentheses,
Boom,
we enter
that's
the
like
information we want to
50%
print.
of it.
We said
Well,
earlier that all the
25 with
information
what
we
I
want
know.
to print needs to be the same data type.
I know
So
there's
here we
so
are
much
printing a
more.
string. But we can
And
also print an
this.
int, and it will work the same way. We will learn how to combine these values to
I
print them together
swear,
in a
if
few
they
levels.
say,
When
nope,
we were
that's
looking at this,
correct,
it's
I'm gonna
commandable
be
text
so
out
mad.
something data type that we can use, but if we to an integer, and it can now be used in
Finally,
mathematical
They
expressions.
did it.
When
Yeah, that
similar,
was really easy.
pretty much anything can be turned into a string, so this command is super useful. Integer into a float. We
String. This would be float. Or would this be display it as float? Woo! One more thing. Yeah, that'll happen. What? It still be displayed as a number? Never knew that. Yeah, that's 75%, which in the US counts as a doable grade. Once you go below 60%, that's when you fail.
Now let's take a look at an example using all of these concepts. In this example, we want Tracy to display the values and data types of two variables on both the canvas and the console. We can see that we're starting with two variables. Var1 is the value 12 surrounded by quotation marks. So I know that this is a string type. Two opening parentheses, so I need to close two parentheses
Variable 1, var1, print that.
at the end of my command.
Oh
Let's
boy.
see how it looks. Perfect. I want to do the same thing for the second variable. So I'm just going to copy and paste and change the number 1 to the number 2.
Good.
Great, I can see variable 1 and variable 2's type var1.
They really went all out.
With a stir cast, which will change it to a string before it's given to the write command to print. Let's see if that works. Awesome. The only thing left to do is repeat this with the second variable. So I'm going to copy implications a bit further down on the canvas.
And this is why
So let's
coding
use
takes so many lines.
50 next.
Okay, so change value of this to this. What output would change? Change that to that. So what was the exercise? Float. Okay, so now what if I do... What's that? KATRUE. That should be expected. Really? Give me this. Ooh. Due to my internet turning off at 9,